Imagine grinding ranked for hours only to lose because someone could literally see everything happening on the map. That frustration just turned into one of the biggest anti-cheat crackdowns in recent Mobile Legends history. Moonton Games has officially confirmed that together with the Central Java Regional Police, they dismantled a massive cheat network connected to ranked gameplay. This wasn't just a random script seller getting banned. Authorities targeted an organization operation, distributing illegal mods that allegedly gave players unfair vision, information advantages, and tools capable of completely ruining competitive integrity in ranked matches. Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. For months, ranked players across the community kept complaining about suspicious enemies who always seemed to know jungle paths, ambush locations, and hidden rotations with impossible accuracy. Discussions around map hacks, drone vision, and modified APKs became more common as frustration inside rank continues to rise. According to official announcements from Moonton Games, the investigation eventually led to two major names connected to cheat distribution. Senpai Mod, identified as a large-scale seller, and NUI Mod, described as a supplier behind the operation. Working alongside the Central Java Regional Police, the company launched a coordinated crackdown aimed at protecting the competitive environment of Mobile Legends ranked gameplay. What makes this case so significant isn't just that a cheat network was taken down. It's how deeply it had embedded itself into the ranked ecosystem of MLBB and how long it managed to operate before finally being dismantled. According to official statements from Moonton Games, the Central Java Regional Police and legal partner SKC Law, the network behind Senpai Mod and its upstream supplier NUI Mod, wasn't just a small group of script sellers. It functioned more like a layered underground ecosystem built around distribution, resale, and modification of cheating tools designed specifically for ranked play. At the surface level, most players only ever encounter the end result: suspicious enemies who seem to have impossible map awareness, perfect timing on rotations, or uncanny knowledge of jungle movement. But behind that experience was a structured cheat pipeline. Senpai Mod acted as the major distributor and reseller, while NUI Mod reportedly served as the upstream supplier, meaning it provided the actual modified software and core exploit tools that were then packaged and resold to users. This separation between production and distribution is one of the key reasons the network became so difficult to dismantle. Instead of a single target, authorities were dealing with multiple layers of responsibility, each operating semi-independently but feeding into the same cheating economy. The most damaging tools in circulation were the so-called map hacks and drone-style vision cheats. Map hacks allowed users to see enemy positioning that should have been hidden under fog of war mechanics, effectively removing one of the core strategic elements of ranked gameplay. Even more disruptive were drone-style vision tools, which expanded a player's field of awareness beyond intended limits, letting them track rotations, anticipate ganks, and avoid ambushes with unnatural precision. In a game where positioning and timing define victory or defeat, these tools completely broke competitive integrity. Over time, additional exploitative features were reportedly integrated into the cheat ecosystem, including automated alerts and modified client behavior that gave users real-time informational advantages. While not all versions of the cheats were identical, their shared goal was always the same: giving paying users an unfair and often invisible edge in ranked matches. For legitimate players, this created a growing sense of frustration. Losses no longer felt like skill gaps, but like encounters with opponents who had access to information the game never intended to provide. The investigation into this network didn't happen overnight. According to Moonton's official report, the earliest signals began in 2023, when community complaints about abnormal gameplay behavior started to escalate. Players across multiple regions reported consistent patterns: enemies pre-rotating to objectives before they were visible, perfectly timed counter ganks, and suspiciously accurate push checks. At first, these incidents were treated as isolated cases or high-skill players, but as reports multiplied, patterns became impossible to ignore. By September 2023, Moonton escalated internal monitoring and began collaborating with external partners, including SKC Law and Indonesia's Central Java Cybercrime Unit. This marked a turning point in the investigation. Instead of relying solely on in-game reports and automated detection, the operation expanded into intelligence gathering, traffic analysis, and tracking of distribution channels outside the game itself. This is where the investigation shifted from simple anti-cheat enforcement into a full-scale cybercrime probe. One of the most important breakthroughs came from tracing how cheat tools were being distributed. Senpai Mod wasn't just selling software through obscure links. It operated across multiple channels, including private groups, social platforms, and direct reseller networks. This multi-channel distribution made it difficult to shut down permanently because even if one outlet was removed, others would quickly replace it. However, by mapping transaction flows and identifying overlapping user bases, investigators were able to connect Senpai Mod back to its upstream supplier, NUI Mod, exposing the full structure of the operation. Once the production layer was identified, the scope of enforcement expanded significantly. Instead of just targeting end users, the investigation aimed at dismantling the entire ecosystem, from developers creating the cheat modifications to distributors selling them and users actively exploiting them in ranked matches. This is what Moonton described as a rare disruption across both distribution and production layers, because most anti-cheat systems only manage to address the user side, not the creators behind the tools. As enforcement intensified, penalties began rolling out at scale. Over time, thousands of accounts linked to Senpai Mod-related activity were identified and sanctioned. These punishments included bans and competitive restrictions aimed at preserving ranked integrity. While Moonton did not disclose exact penalty tiers for every account, the consistent message was clear. Usage of cheat tools would bring long-term consequences to players and not just temporary suspensions. What made the situation more complex was the reach of the network. Although it was primarily marketed to players in Indonesia, transaction records and distribution data suggested that its influence extended across Southeast Asia and potentially beyond. This means the impact wasn't localized. It was affecting matchmaking integrity across multiple competitive regions of Mobile Legends simultaneously, amplifying the urgency of the crackdown. The coordination between Moonton, SKC Law, and the Central Java Regional Police also highlights a broader shift in how competitive games are dealing with cheating ecosystems. Instead of relying only on internal anti-cheat algorithms, companies are now engaging in legal partnerships to pursue enforcement beyond the game's environment. This hybrid approach, with combining technical detection with real-world legal action, was crucial in dismantling a network that had grown resilient over time. Ultimately, the dismantling of Senpai Mod and NUI Mod represents more than just a ban wave. It's a structural hit to an entire cheating pipeline that had been shaping ranked experiences for thousands of players. And while enforcement actions have already taken place, the investigation's long timeline from early 2023 reports to the 2026 crackdown shows that how persistent and adaptive cheat ecosystems have become in modern online gaming. For the competitive scene, the message is clear. Ranked integrity is no longer just a game-side issue. It's a cross-border cybercrime challenge. And this case proves that it now requires coordinated action between developers, legal teams, and law enforcement to truly stay ahead. This takedown marks a major turning point in protecting ranked integrity in MLBB. The removal of Senpai Mod and NUI Mod networks shows that cheating is no longer just an in-game issue. It has evolved into a structured cybercrime problem that can directly damage competitive ecosystems. With Moonton working alongside SKC Law and the Central Java Regional Police, this case proves that safeguarding fair play now requires full-scale coordination beyond traditional anti-cheat systems. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever run into players in rank who felt like they were clearly using cheats or unfair vision tools? Drop your experiences in the comments, and do you think Moonton's anti-cheat efforts are finally stepping up? Or is there still more work to be done? And what should they prioritize next to keep rank truly fair and competitive for everyone. Till next time!